Hi everyone, this is Yoan and welcome to a new video. Today I would love to share this super cute fuzzy wristlet project. This project is adapted from the mini crossbody bag 2 pattern that I shared about few months back. The interior part is exactly the same, so there are 6 card pockets and 2 slip pockets. However, I left out the front zipper pockets, thus simplifying the design. The finished measurements are about 9 inch by 7 inch. For the fabric, this time I used this super soft and cuddly minky fabric. I really adore the texture and the warmth of this fabric. Simply perfect for the colder weather like right now. So this was actually a leftover fabric. So I originally used this fabric as a quilt backing for a quilt that I made over a year ago. So this particular minky is from Shannon Fabrics. I believe I got it from Amazon. Of course, feel free to use different kind of fabric. You can use vinyl, you can use cork, you can use canvas, cotton quilting fabric if that's all you have on hand. Just make sure to add interfacing if you use cotton quilting fabric or lightweight fabrics. So I hope you enjoy this tutorial, and without further ado, let's get started. Let's prepare our fabric for cutting. For this kind of minky or faux fur or Sherpa kind of fabric, the easiest way to cut this is from the back or from the wrong side, since you can clearly see the fabric rather than all the fuzziness. Let's cut our fabric according to what the measurements called for. Another thing that you need to be prepared of is the shading, especially when you do the cutting. This is pretty much expected, so you want to have a lint roller next to you to clean up the mess as you go. Now that I have a clean edge, I'm going to measure 10 inch, which is the required length. And look at that shading, guys. So I'm just gonna clean this right away. So go ahead and cut 2 pieces for the exterior panels. And then we're gonna work on the interior panels. So since this part is identical with the mini crossbody bag 2, I'm gonna direct you to that video. Check in the description box down below for the link to this particular part. Now let's work on the wristlet strap. Due to the nature of this fabric, we're gonna work on this a little differently. If you want to make it easier, you can use cotton quilting fabric instead. First, you want to draw a line right on the center on the wrong side. Simply measure 1 inch with your ruler and then draw that line with fabric marker. Apply some basting tape on both side edges. Peel the top layer off and then fold towards the center. And repeat the same as well on the opposite side. Press this real good so the fabric will be sticking on the basting tape. On the same side, you want to apply one more basting tape just along one of the edges. Fold this in half again. Use some clips to help holding this. Slide the swivel hook halfway through. The fabric may look thicker due to all the fluffiness, but you should be able to insert the swivel hook with a little bit of pushing and maneuvering. Grab both ends of the strap and then reopen the fold and lay them flat right sides together, just like so. Just make sure that your strap isn't twisted at this point. And then you want to stitch them together with 1/4 inch of seam allowance. And once you've done that, you want to refold this again. Secure with clip to make sure everything is held together. And then stitch all around the open edges with 1/8 inch of seam allowance. Slide the swivel hook out of the way as you sew. I recommend to use walking foot when sewing with minky. Also increase the stitch length. I use 3mm stitch length, but I recommend you do a little bit of testing on a piece of scraps before start sewing. Alright, so you should end up with something like this. As you can see, you can hardly notice the seam line. Now we're gonna position the swivel hook away from the joining seams to avoid too much bulk. And then you wanna stitch about 1/2 inch away from the swivel hook to secure this in place. And that's it, the wristlet strap is done. Now let's work on the zipper. So you will need a metal zipper, 9 inch long. So the length of the zipper teeth should be 9 inch. If you have no other options, you can use all-purpose zipper. If you have the one that has long zipper pull, it's great. Otherwise, you will need to install a D-ring tab on one of the sides of your clutch so that you will be able to attach the wristlet strap. First, you want to fold the extension tape towards the wrong side, just like so, and then stitch right along the edges to hold this in place. And you should end up with something like this. So you want to do the same to the bottom extension tape as well. And you may want to angle the position of the tape a little bit so that it will be out of the way from the zipper teeth. Now it's time to assemble our clutch. So lay the front exterior right side up. And again, I'm going to apply the basting tape along the top edges of my exterior panel. Now take the zipper with the zipper start at your left hand side. Now let's lay this right side down. Center the position, so there should be about 1/2 inch gap on both sides since the zipper is shorter by 1 inch. Now let's apply basting tape on the edges of the zipper. Take the front interior panel, the one with the slip pockets, and then lay that right side down. Once everything is secured, you want to go ahead and stitch this in place with about 1/4 inch of seam allowance. Once you've done that, you want to turn this to the right side and finger press the seams. Try to push the fabric out of the way from the zipper teeth. Make everything nice and neat, and then top stitch. When you do the top stitching, try your best to get all the fur out of the way so that they won't get caught on the zipper teeth. And there you go. Now let's work the same for the back exterior. So you want to lay that right side up and apply basting tape. Now take the zipper and lay that right side down. Apply basting tape along the top edges. And then grab the interior panel and lay that right side down. Before you sew, double check again and make sure that the card pockets are facing towards proper direction. And then sew with 1/4 inch of seam allowance. Once you've done that, you want to press the seams and of course top stitch. Now it's time to assemble the clutch. So first you want to unzip this at least halfway. Separate the exterior from the interior, so they should be right sides together. And then we're going to clip this in place starting from the zipper area. So you want to first match the top stitching line and then clip. Do the same to the opposite side as well. So the zipper teeth should be sitting at the lining side. Once everything is secured with sewing clips, we're gonna sew this one side at a time. So I like to start from the exterior. From the exterior, we're gonna start from the top or where the zipper is, and then go down, and then sew the opposite side. After that, we're gonna sew the interior, starting from the same spot, down, and then stop here, since we need to leave an opening at the bottom of the lining, about 3 to 4 inches. And then sew the opposite side and again stop at the opening mark. We're gonna sew with 1/2 inch of seam allowance, and when you start sewing, make sure that your needle is positioned away from the zipper, since it is a metal zipper, so you don't want your needle to run over it. And the same goes when you sew the interior, so start from the same spot and backstitch a little bit overlapping from the previous stitching. And don't forget to leave the opening at the bottom of the interior to turn the clutch inside out later. Alright, we're almost done. So we're not gonna box the corners of this clutch, so you wanna go ahead and just trim off the corners. Be careful not to cut through the stitches, of course. And then turn this clutch inside out through the opening hole. Poke the corners, make them nice and flat, and neaten the zipper area. The last step will be to close the opening, so go ahead and fold the raw edges of the opening towards the wrong side, about 1/2 inch, and then stitch to close it. Once you've done that, you want to put the interior back inside, attach the wristlet strap, and voila! That's about it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, goodbye!